Wonderful. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's 9:01.
Okay,
I just want to introduce you a little bit to
sure.
our guest today. I see some of our SNAS members. This is a member only event, but in the past we used to make it open to the public. It might be a smaller group, but that's okay. We're gonna be engaged with you. So thank you so much for coming, Dr. Ozkul. And I'm going to
Mhm.
introduce you. My name is Zeynep Ercan. I'm one of the board members at SNAS. And this is an annual research methods workshop we organize every year. And this year we're going to our title is leveraging ChatGPT for data analytics, a crisp DM approach by Dr. Ahmet Ozkul. And now I'm gonna give you a brief bio, folks. Welcome to everyone who's coming today. Dr. Ahmet Ozkul is a faculty member at University of New Haven, Connecticut, with research and teaching interests spanning supply chain management, data analytics, and technology-enhanced learning. Over the past 5 years, his research has centered on the bullwhip effect of in manufacturing supply chains, particularly in systems where firms share MRP-based production plans. His work has demonstrated that coordinated production planning parameters can mitigate the negative consequences of demand variability. He has also explored the bullwhip effect in bundled product supply chains, finding that similar coordination is necessary for stability. In parallel with his supply chain research, Dr. Özkul has developed innovative tools to support experiential learning in the classroom, including automated exam generation software and an Excel-based production planning simulation game. His commitment to practical, hands-on learning makes him a strong advocate for using AI technologies like ChatGPT to support data-driven decision-making in education and industry. We're so excited for your presentation. And okay, yes, thank you for sharing. So we have some documents in Zoom, including the PowerPoint. You don't need it now because Dr. School will go through that the
Okay.
PowerPoint, but please download the Excel file because you're gonna use it for your own practice.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Um, so first of all, good morning. Welcome to my presentation. I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen here, hopefully. Um, okay, I think you see my first slide.
Yeah, we see the slideshow now.
Okay, great. Um, so again, I'm going to show you in this workshop, presentation workshop, something you probably everybody knows by now, ChatGPT and what ChatGPT can do. So maybe some of you, this is not new. I'm sorry if it is the situation. Um, it's already familiar. You may be already familiar with that. Uh, but at least we can share our approaches or opinions about what ChatGPT can do for our research or teaching. So this is my experiences with ChatGPT, especially. So I kind of try to basically try to put some structure on it as I explore ChatGPT, because ChatGPT in generative AI is so flexible, too flexible actually. So I try to put some structure using some kind of framework. So data analytics is the context I'm going in my presentation today. So data analytics, as you know, collecting data, processing data, analyzing the data to discover knowledge and insights. And then generative AI artificial intelligence, creating new content based on existing content, and even more. And basically, the idea is if you combine data analytics with generative AI, we can be more productive, more output in less time and effort. And furthermore, I think it's not just a productivity tool to me, because there's creativity part and brainstorming part, some idea generation part. So it's more than a productivity tool for me and for you probably as well. Um, so the another particular application is, yes, generative AI can do complete data analytics and interpret the results, write summaries, write documents and reports. That's great. But again, it's so flexible. You just go ahead and type questions, questions and questions and questions. So it's like you find yourself asking this and that, this and that. So where is the structure here? If everything that comes to my mind, I ask, but uh, maybe some kind of structured, systematic approach could be a better aligned with what we do as a academician. So here, the structure, the method here I propose is CRISP-DM, cross-industry standard process for data mining. So it's a the name is, maybe you heard it or you haven't heard it, but it's a known approach. It's nothing new, as you see what this is about. But it is a commonly used framework for data mining, structured approach. And here's the idea. It's very similar to what we do every day, data analytics or research. So because this is more like business analytics, so the name is business understanding, or maybe you could go for like problem understanding. You could say problem understanding or context understanding. So here you start at this point, and you try to understand the problem and the domain, the context. So and also the goal. So goals and objectives. What are we gonna do here? What's the problem and how we solve the problem? And then for the problem, we collect the data, and data, when you collect the data, is uh, probably somebody already collected the data. The data is out there. You just download the data and try to figure out how you can use the data understanding, and name of the columns, the content, the values, and similar things, the missing values and other situations, exploratory data analysis, so distributions, shape of the distribution. So these are basic uh, data analytics, first step in data analytics. And then you see certain problems with the data, missing values, outliers, maybe structural changes, or maybe you need extra columns, extra features. So data preparation could be needed. At the next stage, you have the application of the model, or you develop a model. So what kind of model? It's a prediction model. It's a pattern, pattern kind of try to find a pattern, some kind of cluster, some kind of association. But it is pretty much application of an algorithm. And after that, evaluation. So evaluation means two things. The model is best model you could create. Or another thing, it means what we have find here is the solution of the business problem, or the research problem. Did we find the solution or not? If not, you go back and you go back to steps again. or you go back to maybe one step back. So it is not a rigid framework. You can always go back and forward, back and forward, and modify certain things. Finally, you have the final stage. You could either deploy it. Maybe the entire analytics results in some kind of software, some kind of software utility, some kind of tool. So you can use it on a website or a company's website or a software tool. You deploy it part of a software package, or alternatively, or most of the situation, your analysis is presented as a document, as a report, a research report, maybe a research paper, or maybe in a business case, a business report. That's the deployment stage. Well, that's the usual crisp DM process. So my idea is this is the right framework to use with ChatGPT. And the thing is, how do we apply ChatGPT in each stage? Here, 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 here. As you can see, it definitely can be applied in every stage and with great success. So now a little information about what ChatGPT is, and I think we already know what this is. But something called prompt engineering, how to construct these questions, the prompts, is a critical. And the recommendation is try to find a structured approach to explore problem domains rather than asking random question, this and that randomly. Here's the ChatGPT applied in each stage: business understanding, data understanding. So these are a couple of my ideas, kind of intuitive anyway. So what about the business understanding stage? Well, if you know the problem, that's fine. You just go ahead and try to identify objectives and goals, get help with ChatGPT. But sometimes problem domain context is totally new to you and you like to learn more about it. And at that point, yes, ChatGPT can help you to learn uh, a particular subject. Data understanding, yeah, how do you get the data? What are the sources for data? Yes, you find the source of the data, but you need SQL code. You know SQL code, you don't know SQL code. If you don't know SQL code, it generates the SQL code to download the data. You download the data, but you don't know the columns, each column, what it means. That's why it will help you to propose some meaning for each column, unknown columns. Creates cleaning and transformation code. If you want, it can do the job for you, automatically clean the data, automatically do exploratory data analysis, EDA, on the server side, on the ChatGPT side, not in our computer. It can create summary tables and charts, and also brainstorm on data, provide what it means, each chart, each table, and even if you want, you can come up with creative questions, come up with creative way to look at the data. Next stage, again, application of a algorithm and evaluation. Well, it can help you propose a couple of alternative models, choose one model, create the code, and execute the code and tune up and model metrics. The algorithm generates some kind of metrics, performance metrics. And if you know the meaning of each metric, that's fine. Otherwise, ChatGPT will interpret the metrics. Um, um, and at the last stage, next stage, evaluation, it can help you to assess what the objectives are and what the model results are. So is there any comparison? Is there any match? If there's no match, so you go back and change certain things. If there is a match, then you say mission accomplished. So just write the report. So it can create documents, as you know, it can generate documents based on the analysis, previous analysis and everything, tables and everything, and with great success, business reports. So, okay, I like to focus on one more slide, this particular aspect, and then I move on to the other things. But this business understanding part is the first stage and very important part. And I like to talk about it a little bit more. So you can say there's this learning part in business understanding or problem identification part. There is the learning part, the context and the domain. If you're familiar with it, that's fine. But otherwise, you like to learn more about it before you do any kind of research. You need to, literature review, kind of literature review you can do. But even before literature review, you like to learn deeper, what ChatGPT can do about it, and like question answer. So like you have an expert in front of you, and you can ask any question uh, without hesitation, because there's no stupid question with ChatGPT. There's no such thing as stupid question. So you can ask any question with ChatGPT, and for example, I am not a marketing person, so I would ask more about marketing analytics, um, digital marketing, and stuff like that. I've seen these terms, customer churn and everything. I didn't know what they are. So I was asking ChatGPT to tell me what are those terms and everything. But again, this is like, again, where is the system here? It's like just like I'm using this like a dictionary, but maybe ChatGPT can do more than this, more than a dictionary. And I say we could use some kind of systematic approach to learn a particular area, particular domain, but that will be my next slide. Um, Also, you can do brainstorming sessions with ChatGPT. As you know, it's like you can ask before the data, what could be my expectation before collecting any kind of data? So say this is a new research, totally new research for you, but what the data could look like. So before I do anything, so you can ask ChatGPT, give me generate some kind of sample data on this particular area, or I'm gonna research about customer churn. So what kind of data set should I collect? Data dictionary, the meaning of each column. So what kind of data needed for sales data analysis? Data is available, then analyze the data set, explain its business context. So you could just give the data set and say, what is this data about? And um, and then use this data set. Using this data set, what kind of business questions can be answered? How can I use this data set to solve what kind of questions? What kind of questions can be answered with this data set? But sometimes there are questions could be usual questions, very normal questions, but sometimes you ask, okay, not usual, but unusual questions. So look at this data set, come up with really unusual questions that can be answered by this data set, unusual, unexpected questions. Also, you can ask that kind of questions for a particular problem. Can I use this data set? Do I need additional data set? Finally, the learning stage complete, brainstorming, free form, free kind of usual questions, unusual questions, generate the questions, and that one complete. And then you say, okay, let's time to operationalize, be specific, What are the specific objectives, measurable objectives, key performance indicators, metrics. So look at this data set and come up with a metric for customer churn. A metric for this, a metric for that. Look at this data set. Can you come up with some kind of measurement for a certain concept? And can I calculate, can I solve questions, and can I find answers to this kind of questions? And yes, it's time to become specific at this point. So I was gonna show you just particular learning part real quick. So instead of like using some kind of data dictionary or a regular dictionary for learning purposes, how about some kind of a systematic search or systematic learning process? For example, you're familiar with supply chain management, that's fine. But say you're not so familiar. So how do you go about learning more about supply chain management? And then you say, what is supply chain management? And then one of the words are logistics. Then you say, what is logistics? And then you see one of the words, what is sustainable logistics? And then you see another something you don't know. What is carbon offsetting? So as you can see, you go like that, and you can say this is like deeper and deeper in deeper and narrow in a narrow branch. So you can learn a specific particular area in a larger area. And maybe you could call it depth first learning kind of thing. Depth first, you focus on one branch of a larger topic. Or alternatively, you could go for breadth first learning. Instead of like one branch, you go multiple branches at the same time. Here, here, here. What is logistics? What is supplier management? What is inventory management? And then you go again the same way, like not specific branches, but more like levels. Two strategies. It depends on kind of like your objectives, how to learn. All you need is a specific area, specific part, but maybe you like to learn more and more and more, a large part of a particular concept. So we can do this with ChatGPT to learn more about a certain area. Now I am looking at the next stage, data understanding with ChatGPT. And for example, one of the things you could do with this stage is exploratory data analysis. So this includes descriptive statistics and charts and histograms and uh, shape, uh, shape of the data, skewness of the data, and so on. Well, in general, you have three strategies you can do is let ChatGPT do everything. So EDA by ChatGPT, upload your data set, ask to conduct EDA. So it will do the whole thing, provide you visualizations and summary tables and everything, identification of the data, quality issues, missing data, and so on. Another strategy could be um, you don't want ChatGPT to do everything, but instead generate the code. So all you need is the code. You take the code, you run the code by yourself. So again, you upload the data set and then ask ChatGPT, do some kind of EDA, but yeah, give me the code. Provide code to explore the data. You run the code on your own computer using the generated code in R or Python or any other language. So you do your analysis. So ChatGPT helps you with the code. The last approach is, well, you write the code. Maybe you have the code already. So you upload your code and ask ChatGPT, check the code, maybe modify the code for the particular data set on hand. Here's my data set, here's the code. Check anything that can be improved, and the ChatGPT will provide suggestions how to improve the code. So you get back the code, improved code, hopefully, and you run your code on your own. So this is what I did previously, all three. Now, next part is data preparation and cleaning. Well, same approach pretty much. The whole thing is by ChatGPT. The only code generated by ChatGPT, or you write the code, ChatGPT checks the code, okay, and then you run your own code. So the result is missing value handling, duplicates, outliers, new features, and encoding, one-hot encoding, dummy variables, scaling, and other transformations. And finally, modeling and algorithm application. So you could say, okay, same approach again, ChatGPT, only code by ChatGPT, or code improved by ChatGPT. So with that, ChatGPT can suggest or select or apply or fine-tune algorithms for the objectives of your research, for the data, and compare algorithms, which one performs better, and you look at or interpret metrics and performance metrics and charts. Evaluation of results. Again, you have multiple models. Which one? Look at the performance of each, evaluate which one is better. Or you go back, okay, these are the results. So what was the objective? What was the goal? And what we found? So mission complete, mission accomplished or not? So ChatGPT can help. Final report generation, same idea. The whole report can be generated by ChatGPT, or the markdown code can be generated by ChatGPT. Markdown code, as you may know, it is R or Python code combined with text and graphics. So everything is within each other. So you can see the code, you can see the results of the code, and you can also type your comments and everything. That's markdown. So at one point when you're done, you just tell the computer, convert markdown output to Word or PDF. So it will generate to Word or PDF, and it will be, ideally, it will be ready to print, ideally. But usually you do this for Word, and then you modify a little bit to make it look better. And finally, well, you write the code, you write the document, you upload your document and checked for language corrections, grammar corrections and everything. And yeah, ChatGPT can easily do that. All right. I think we're almost done with this part. So limitations and benefits, as you can see, it helps a lot in every stage of the research process. But there are limitations. Still, we need human validation. So we're not 100% sure about the outputs. So we still need outside external validation. For example, the learning process, you learn some stuff using ChatGPT, but are you learning the right stuff or correct? Everything's correct. So you need some external non-AI generated validation or documents, maybe research papers or some other books. But you can Google it, and once you learn something using ChatGPT, you can quickly read and verify other material that your knowledge is okay, your knowledge is good. And again, not a replacement for domain expertise, still not perfect. And sometimes very flexible and unstructured. So that's why we're working, or I'm doing this workshop. a structured approach. A structured approach in everything we do, that's my philosophy. Some kind of framework and model, a structure in everything I do with ChatGPT, a generalizable approach. And the th the thing is, there is the uploading the data part is kind of concerning. But it seems ChatGPT tells us that the data will be deleted in a short time, after a short time, so nothing will be kept. But still, again, for company data, still it's a little bit a difficult situation. So my next part in this presentation, I have this data set, and we're gonna do this first approach pretty much. This approach here, exploratory data analysis, and well, yeah, data preparation and modeling, and using this first branch. The whole thing is by ChatGPT. And maybe I'm going to ask ChatGPT this one as well. So these two things at the same time. See what happens. I tried once and it works great. But interestingly, when you repeat something with ChatGPT, you may get different results each time, slightly different results. So ChatGPT explains that this is normal because nothing is kept in the memory. So you don't get the same exact results each time you do analysis. So that's one kind of weakness. For this particular exercise, you need ChatGPT plus $20 a month. But if you don't have it, you could try with the trial version or normal regular version. After 4 or 5 times, it will go back to ChatGPT 3.5 or a lower version. But you can watch this video anyway. So if you think you need ChatGPT Plus, you can subscribe anytime anyway. So a couple of things again, data privacy issues. Also, we do the data cleaning or application of the algorithms. Are we sure data is cleaned, or did the model or algorithm really execute it as described? So these are concerning parts, but you can verify them. For verification, you can ask ChatGPT to generate code at the same time. So we can ask ChatGPT do everything on their server, on their side, but at the same time generate the code for it. So we keep the code, so we can check the code, how the code is, properly created and run. We can check that. Okay, the data set is here, but also in the chat window, I already uploaded. So this is about Brazilian housing data set. So you could say why this is the data set I picked this up, Brazilian housing data set. The reason is it's an interesting data set. It has a lot of issues, but it's a good practice data. So let me open this data real quick and show you a couple of things. I have that data here. Rental properties. Okay, this is not the shared version. Okay, so the data looks like this. Okay, so you can see, okay, the data is available, and two things you notice, it's about Brazil, the country, and it's real estate. So two things I really, don't know. Okay, Brazil and real estate business. So maybe you already know about this, but well, ChatGPT is here. So remember, according to our approach, we kind of say, yeah, the learning stage, I don't know about, okay, real estate business, rental houses, and I don't know about Brazil. So one question could be about at this point is something like that. Um, Before starting the analysis of a Brazilian rental housing data set, what are the most important things a data analyst should know? Okay, so before doing anything, what should I know before start? What does a typical Brazilian rental housing data set look like? Can you give an example? So I have the data set, but again, what is a typical data set? What are the differences between a typical data set and the data set I have today? What are the differences and similarities? What are the key metrics in such a data set? So this is kind of like preparation to do any kind of analysis, preparing yourself. And then this is the part you upload the data set, and then you say this open, very large question. What can be done with this data set? What questions can be answered with this data? So maybe you have a question already, real estate business, and maybe you wanna create a prediction model estimating real estate apartment monthly amount, monthly rental price. But again, we have a data set. What else can be done? I mean, this is the usual question, a prediction model and the rental prices. But what are the usual questions and what are the unusual questions? And actually, what questions can be answered? So we have let ChatGPT come up with things like that. Also brainstorming. So this is about Brazil, and I have no idea about Brazil. And I say, is there a crisis in Brazil? So the questions that come to my mind quickly, is buying property for rental purposes a good investment in Brazil? What is Brazil's currency? What's the exchange rate? Yeah, I'm gonna do this long analysis. Who could benefit from this analyzing a rental housing data set? If you are given a rental housing data set, what kind of unusual questions could you come up with? And finally, what are the typical goals in such an analysis? Can you list what are the typical goals, typical objectives? So out of this list of goals, or objectives, you can say objective X in a complete sentence. Maybe you're going to write a report, and in the report, you need a specific sentence describing the objective. What specific activities could help achieve objective X? Some particular objective you focus on. So how can I get that objective? How can I get it done? Which variables do I need in the data set to reach objective Z or X? What variables do I need? All right, these are typical questions. And now next stage, like I said, okay, next stage is looking at this data set and switching to ChatGPT real quick. And you have the data set, you can play with it the same way as I do. And here's my ChatGPT here. And where's my data set? I already opened it. And just a second. Rental properties. All right, so just quick look, you're gonna see some irregularities with this data set. The columns, all I understand. Each one is a property, an apartment. How many rooms, how many bathroom, parking, floor, animal accepted or not, furnished or not. HOA, I know the meaning of it, but if somebody doesn't know it, you can ask ChatGPT. Rent amount, property tax, fire insurance. So when you look at this data set, first thing that you can see, couple of issues. For example, this dashes, you have dash and there are numbers. So this is like half numeric, half text. It is mixed, so that's a problem. So a column is either numeric or text, otherwise you have a problem. Anything else? I see some kind of typo here. This is supposed to be accept. And anything else I see, I think these are dollars. It's like some kind of a Brazilian currency. Um, and then my problem is this is not a number, this is a text. So $0, I gotta get rid of the $R parts, the clean this, we need some kind of cleaning. So my question here, can we do the whole thing by ChatGPT, the first approach, no code, just upload this and then ask ChatGPT, okay, uh, to see ChatGPT can do this. So I am going to, yeah, close this and say upload the data set. Okay. Okay. So go in there. All right. So once you download this, the first question, first question you can say, just click on, just send it. Okay. And then ChatGPT pretty much understand what you're trying to do, automatically start analyzing, and it gives you a quick perspective on the data set, the size of the data set, okay, numeric columns and object column or text columns, example rows, as you can see. ChatGPT's first take without saying anything, and immediately ChatGPT identified certain issues. These are strings with currency symbols, which will need to be cleaned for numeric analysis. Floor contains that dash, missing data, animal furniture, except, as you can see, immediately identified. So this is great. So without human help, identified most of the problems. So asking, you want me to clean the currency columns, any kind of EDA analysis, you want me to create a predictive model? Yeah, we can do all of these, but say we can ask the question. Okay, I'm gonna follow. Uh, okay, say for example, it identified already issues, and I can say, for example, this dash here, floor, about floor, what does it mean? So maybe I can get ChatGPT's understanding. What does the dash symbol in floor mean? So something like that. I was thinking, yeah, this is kind of missing value, this dash symbol, but then it said like could be other things. So it's just not just maybe, yeah, no information provided, missing value, but not maybe just a ground floor. Maybe it's just a ground floor, or maybe yeah, maybe there is no floor because it's just a house. So there's no first floor, second floor. It's just a house with no second floor or anything. So, and ChatGPT, as you can see, provides you, what to do with it. Some more explanations and ideas. So asking, how many, what else can be done. But you make a decision at this point how to go about this. ChatGPT is providing all the help you can do, and I say, yeah, treat this like, say, um, yeah, let's say missing values. Okay, um, convert or maybe, yeah, at this point, it is up to your approach. You want to do this, let the ChatGPT do the cleaning. If you want to go for this approach, you tell now, or otherwise you can say generate the code. So say we do this no code approach and clean a dash in floor column and as missing value or replace consider dash in floor column as missing value and on a new column called cleaned cleaned floor in that something like that. So each time I do this things, the response is kind of different. So now I see totally different, but hopefully same result. So the original column is here, so it doesn't touch on it. So original column is there, and then here's the other column with the clean floor with the missing values. So again, that's really nice. So now maybe you could say, yeah, input, next step, input the missing values in floor with some reasonable value. So it's usually a median or average. So, but let the ChatGPT decide on this. So I think this part here, what we see is kind of new. It shows how ChatGPT kind of the way it is thinking. It wasn't here before, like 3 weeks ago. So median chosen, and yeah, that's kind of imputed. Okay. So I'm looking at, again, floor and floor imputed, clean floor, imputed floor, and looks like that floor variable is kind of good to go. So what else is there? You're looking at the other issue with the animal column. So correct the typos in the animal column. So that's great because ChatGPT figured out we need everything as a new column. So original did not change. And then as you can see, this is already cleaned. And the next stage is kind of looking at, okay, what about the last? So remove R dollars values from the columns, related columns. And there are some other issues, but let's say I know those issues, but I am thinking maybe ChatGPT noticed them or not noticed them. So these columns not only includes our dollar symbol, but also some extra information like value, unknown value. It's not a number, but it's a text. So anyway, I let the ChatGPT can take care of this. So analyzing, hopefully in this analyzing process, not only removes our dollar currencies, but also there's the issue, currency columns clean preview. Okay, so these are complete. So but there is one problem, and hopefully ChatGPT identified. So here, everything is cleaned. Okay, and then if you go down, actually look at the original data, and some of this data, some text information somewhere. So that text information should be controlled, should be converted according to our instructions. So and you can ask so it's a Brazilian Portuguese language incluso. It was one of these columns included. So that should be identified and should be handled. So and it seems automatically handled, but ChatGPT did this automatically or did not do anything. So I just asked how did you handle it? So looking here, so it didn't do. Yeah, it just converted to another number. So it automatically did it. Okay, so this is not what we wanted. Incluso means included, so it's supposed to be a 0. So this is okay, that conversion, but this kind of things is not a number. So as you can see, behind the scene it's the Python code. So Python code runs, and then Python code, if nothing meaningful, it just replaces with not a number, missing value. Actually, that should be not a missing value. It should be 0. Yeah, and yeah, added a flag. Yeah, it says like you want me to add a flag column for where the inclusive are, and basically yes, that's what we want. So I can see where they are, so I can replace those not a numbers with 0, because included means there's no extra money for the tax or things like that. So and basically you can say, yeah, do that. Okay, so create flag columns and filling numeric values. So yeah, flag and 0 fill. So these are the options you can do. So flag and 0 fill. So this is like, I think that will be the right approach. Or depending on your situation, you can say, yeah, you could go for another approach. So basically in this presentation, I'm trying to repeat what I have done previously, but it seems maybe that's a weakness because I'm not going to the same path previously. I did this before and I found maybe my structuring my questions may be slightly different, but we are doing the same thing, almost the same thing, but slightly different way. So I have also my previous session saved, so I can also provide you with that, and but also this can be saved, so you can have access to what happened here. So it's completed here. And now what are you going to do with it? So are we good with that? Proceed to modeling or visualization. So you can say, yeah, it's like, yeah, create. If you're happy with the data set, the cleaning part, you could say, show me the data set. And basically, I think there are some missing values somewhere, but we're running out of time. So still probably some kind of usable data set at this point for maybe a little regression analysis real quick. Do I have the internet? Do you hear me?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
Oh,
you.
we can hear.
okay. Looks like ChatGPT is not hearing me.
Collaborating.
Okay. Um, so that's okay. I ask,
Just a quick question, Dr.
sure.
Ozkul, as you're waiting on this. Could you have asked ChatGPT to clean up the R's that you mentioned, like the dollar sign, and just
Yes,
keep
I
it at the
did.
numeric?
I did
Okay.
somewhere here.
But it still shows, right? The
It shows in
R's.
the original columns.
Oh, okay.
It created in separate columns.
Okay.
So HOA cleaned, rent amount cleaned, property tax cleaned, fire insurance cleaned. They are all clean now.
Got it.
It's
But then you still want to keep the original in that column. Okay.
exactly. We like to keep the original just in case. And the good part is, uh, you can always ask. You can return to the original data. You can always say you made a mistake somewhere, and then you can say, no, I didn't made a mistake. I want to go back to the original. And it keeps a copy. Okay,
Mhm.
even if it changes a column, an original column, it can go back to the original if you ask. But right now it creates it modifies the data, but on a new column. So that's great because we have the original data anyway. So unfortunately, I'm gonna no, let me see one more time. Okay, so I think, yeah,
That's okay. I think that was really interesting, and I wonder if our participants have any questions for you because we just have a
sure.
couple minutes left, and uh, let's see if anyone has a burning
One more
question.
little thing, I'm closing. So one little thing you can say, create a regression model. Okay, all you have to do is with training and test partitions, and it's great that, okay, it will do that real good job. And then you could say, um,
Oh, I think it's doing it now.
yes, um, create a document summarizing today's summarizing this session. Okay, and then create a document summarizing today's session. And you can get a Word document like this. You can get a PowerPoint for this, and you can get a large document also, some kind of archive, some kind of every step. So as you can see, it generates real nice okay, there's a test part, train, the metrics are here. So something did not work actually. So let me see. Right here. Okay, actual values are here. So as you can see, it's very high R2 numbers predicting. Okay, predicting rent So predicted versus actual rent. So even I didn't tell the computer what to predict, automatically figured out what to predict, the rent amount. So as you can see, the most important piece here, a document to save, and also the part that create uh, Python code for for this session.
Mm.
So you can have a hard copy. So whatever the analysis done today, we will have the Python code. So we can verify it uh, and see actually what has done. We can modify it. So I was like did this today very in a short time. So I made a couple of maybe mistakes here, but uh, if you have more time, you will have more time. You can structure your prompts more carefully, more systematic. So you can totally step by step clean. I did it, clean the data set without any code at all, no code. But again, what I'm saying is no code is okay, but you want some kind of hard code, hard copy for the analysis. And then now you have the same exact analysis in Python. So you can say, so you just save it. Okay, you just save it and you have something handy. You can always just modify the code, change changes to another data, uh, and then you can say, uh, I need the same thing in R. So if you're R person, you can have the R, and then you can keep it. This is something you can keep. So finally, real quick, this is the part that I did previously. Because of the time constraints, I couldn't do every step, but
Mm-hmm.
here's the my entire analysis step by step, and at the end there is a cleaned data set and some kind of report. I have the report, for example, some kind of starter at least. You can modify this code, this document, and if it is a some detailed analysis, um EDA analysis, multicollinearity check, and other checks. Everything is can be created. And then this particular session summary. So what's done here? Initial objective, data cleaning. So what is done here? And then what is generated here? And finally, full transcript. This full transcript for my previous analysis, everything is there. My questions actually um, right here. Actually, this is the document. Actually, full document here. The start and you said and ChatGPT said. And I said this, and ChatGPT replied, and all these analysis and everything. This can be saved somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
That's
right.
great.
So it's somewhere here. I think you can save, or uh,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgot where I got, but you can save the whole thing.
Yeah.
You said this, I said this, you said this, I said this, so you can have exact document. Okay, are there any questions? I'm sorry it took so long.
No, thank you so much. That was really, really great. We learned a lot. Does anyone have any question, folks?
One quick question. Have you ever tried doing qualitative analysis with ChatGPT? Uh, you
Which
know,
analysis?
qualitative.
Qualitative, I never tried.
Yeah, so like large amounts of textual data,
Yeah, I
um,
think
put it in a structured form.
I never tried, but you can make a lot of progress fast, probably. That's my expectation, but I never tried that. But you can, first shot, let ChatGPT does its magic first shot, then you build on it. You let ChatGPT generate the code. So sentiment analysis. kind of things? Is that text analytics?
Yeah, that's also
Is
qualitative.
that what you're
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I teach qualitative methods and I developed a framework for how you could use AI, and I recommend that it could be used to organize the data and the initial set of very technical coding, like highlight the action verbs kind of thing, or color code a certain very technical things. But it's really where you use your research lens is where it gets really creative with qualitative data. So like after that initial more technical steps, more creative and evaluation step is really based on your own perspective. So it's a very, because it's not an objective like this is the result, this is the formula kind of analysis. In qualitative research, it's really your research lens and your identity as a researcher is very important to give your particular unique lens to the results.
Can can you put the name of that software in the chat?
Are you asking Dr. Ozkul or myself?
I'm asking you if you can just put the name of
Any,
that.
yeah, any kind of software could be used, AI, but Deduce is a good one, and then I can give examples. I have to pull it up, but there's so many free softwares that can help with that kind of initial technical analysis. Yeah, I think the other one was I can grab it as we talk.
Okay.
So I just uploaded rental properties, session information I did previously, not today, with a lot of detail, a lot of questions, a lot of things, and yeah, you can just follow something to keep for today. Another thing is, maybe my question is, how do you handle ChatGPT in your classrooms? Students cheating and so on. I'm in China and same exact situation, same exact problem I have here.
My
Students
one
cheat,
experience
students
from
cheat.
last semester was, I mean, cheating happens and it's hard to catch because of it's not exactly plagiarism. However, I used it for grading last semester, and I was awfully disappointed, honestly. Like how you see it's not there's not much consistency when you ask the questions again. I mean, it was
Yeah.
missing the very basic things, like there's no reference session or section. And I remind him, like, look, this paper didn't have references and you didn't cut points, and the same thing again and the same thing again, even though I was trying to fix it. And then after like 6 7 tries I had to stop it because it wasn't like it was missing. Like, I gave him the rubric, I gave him all the instructions, I when he made the mistakes I had to correct it. Even then kept making mistakes. So, and this was the paid version. Like, I don't know, and I talked to another friend of mine who was using ChatGPT regularly, if there was something wrong with my prompts. He didn't think so. So maybe it just made me feel like maybe we are not there yet in terms of grading help. But in terms of cheating, I guess it's hard to. It just I do in class exercises. I let them answer questions in front of me rather than um, take home ones.
It's very difficult situation. Students cheat and you can't do anything about it because answers are correct.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I I
everybody yeah, go ahead.
I think, they all say this, us checking in now as the manager, like role is gonna be important for everything that we do with AI, because I also did it with the APA citations. I don't know if you use a
Mhm.
specific citation model, but APA is so painful, and I had
Mhm.
to I had to explain manually what it needs to do, because when you say APA, it still hallucinates. So I would say additional prompts like italicize these pieces, and then, like very specifically, command after command, and then it got it more strongly after you did it manual and after you check. But yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Ozkul, I know you have limited time, but one
Yeah.
other example I can share. It was
Mm-hmm.
this is a thought experiment kind of a thing for others as well. Um,
Sure.
so one of my faculty members experienced this issue. So there was an ethics assignment from a book called Bad Blood. So let's think about this, a book that has like a lot of maybe 1,000 ethical issues as examples. So this is a business ethics class, and then
Mm-hmm.
the assignment is pick 5 ethical issues from the book, and then just diagnose the ethical issue, and then give me the page number. So 2 students in the class, they gave the same 5 examples. It's not copy and paste, so the wording is completely different. But the first example is in the textbook, wrong diagnosis, wrong page number. The second example is also from the book, wrong diagnosis, wrong page number. Second student gives the same just the fifth one is accurate. The fifth one, the diagnosis is accurate, and also like the page number is accurate. The second student does the same thing, same mistakes, and same. Let's say, so you can see how unlikely it is for students to pick same wrong answer. It's just there are 1,000 examples. You pick the 5, and then the example is
Mm-hmm.
in, let's say, chapter 5, and 2 students, both of them say it's chapter 2. So it's just not copy and paste. So the plagiarism, you cannot really blame that on plagiarism. It's more like I felt like it's like maybe one of them used this ChatGPT, asked the question, and this is a typical ChatGPT mistake where there are some inaccuracies in the response, and then the second student went to the same algorithm, asked the same question, so the answers are same but the wording is different. So it's a very difficult thing for you just cannot use universities plagiarism guidelines. It's almost like you have to cut points and just um, continue.
Well, I say there should be some kind of new class, ethical use of AI, something like that, ethical use. So there's no escape. So we should teach students how to use AI in an ethical way, like learning or exercising, self-discovery, self-learning, the right way to use AI. Right now, we're not teaching that, and then students are using to cheat. So everybody's like, right now, all the professors, the entire world, probably trying to figure out how to use AI in a proper way. Everybody tries to find ways separately.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be some guidance somewhere, some research papers, some educational paper, how to use ChatGPT in the right way in the classroom. Do you have any paper like that? Did you any paper like that?
I wrote a methodology for how to use AI ethically in qualitative
Ethically.
research. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, the key point is we just had this discussion. We had a panel in Kane University in their research conference for faculty, but we were saying that we need people to create methodologies and call it methodology. This is how I
Yes.
used it, and just be disclosing it ethically and be very transparent, no hiding anything. And that I think will be a gold standard for us moving forward. Like everybody knows, everybody uses it. But if you don't disclose the way that you use it, you're gonna be undershaded and you're gonna be viewed as like how much of the work come from ChatGPT? What is the authorship? So it's a very interesting time.
So
Perhaps.
transparency meaning like you tell
Yeah, you
you
tell
ask the same,
exactly what you
you
did,
tell,
but then
yeah, you just write down prompts. What prompts did
yes,
you use?
what prompts did
Okay.
you use? Kind of like how we do methodology for research methods in our papers. And I think being consistent brings respect to our research and our work as students. Because if you do it for your first part of your project and then you don't do it for the rest of your data, that's shaky still. Like it's not systematic enough. So I think we need to be really structure, consistency, and methodology in making it very transparent. I think that's the only way we can get it out because there's no agreement. There's, like you say, there's not going to be consensus soon. Any other questions, folks? I think I saw Murat. Did you unmute yourself at some point? I think you had a question. I know we're getting late. Sorry to take your time, but maybe.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ozkul. Thank you so much. Good sharing for us. I have a question, but while using ChatGPT for data analysis in our research, we also want to remain grounded in theory-based models from the literature. However, sometimes, not sometimes, often, ChatGPT fails to identify or apply these theoretical frameworks or theoretical models, accepted models, like a big stone in our area. How has anyone else experienced this issue or found ways to address it? How can you solve this problem? Did you hear me?
Yes, just thinking about your question. So I didn't have a problem yet. Probably I didn't apply ChatGPT too much in my research yet. So I didn't notice that issue, but maybe others can say something about that. It's hallucinating the theories, maybe. That's the issue. Just simple answers, maybe instead of grounding on the established theories. Maybe the problem is simple answers coming from ChatGPT.
Do you have any thoughts, others? Thank you so much. Well, it's 10:19. We're way above our time, but we so appreciate your time. I know that was a very hard thing to organize and coordinate on your end with where you are, and we truly appreciate your time, Dr. Ozkul. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you for listening to me. I was talking so much. Sorry about
No,
that.
no
We
Okay.
appreciate you.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Thank you for your
You're very helpful.
participation.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
everyone, for
Thank you.
joining us.
And thank
Thanks.
you
Bye.
so much.
Thanks.
Bye.